Hi everyone, I'm Don Peterson. I'm coming to you just north of Atlanta from the Iron Horse Golf Academy. Just finished the lesson this morning, and my student had a common problem. We call it the flying right elbow. Let's take a look at what the problem is and show you what the fix for him was. Okay, so here's Rick on the left. I'm going to take him up to the top of his swing. Whoops. And we'll look at that trail elbow. And for him, he's taking his arms back behind him as far as he can. He thinks that's the top of his swing. So you can kind of see when he gets to what he believes is the top of his swing, his right elbow is really back here behind him. And if we go to the front view over here on the right and look at what it causes. So here he is, and like I said, Rick's got a nice full backswing. So you can see here his back turn is great. And in this particular spot, it looks like he's got his triangle. His arms and hands are pretty good. But then he continues to go backwards, further back with his arms, and that's where he gets in trouble. So he's taking his arms further than his shoulder turn almost, I guess was what you say. And then you can see here on the downswing, he gets stuck behind him. So his right elbow is way behind. So if you look at his body turn, his hips are turning, towards the target, and his arms are back here behind him. Now, a tour pro, he would have his left arm probably up in here, his right arm would be up in here, and then the club would be lagging back there. I think I exaggerated that too much, but let me use the better lines here. So left arm would be about there, right arm would be about here, club would be lagging about right there. So that's where Tour Pro arms would be more in front of the body at that point. Okay, so you can see how he had the trail elbow, trapped behind him like a lot of players do. And a lot of times, what I particularly have done is I've been trying to get people to work that right elbow more in front. So a lot of different ways. I have what I call the tray position. I tell people all the time, I said, look, I'm not trying to get the trail elbow close to you. I want the trail elbow from behind to in front. So if you're looking at me from a backswing position, this would be behind me, and then the trail elbow being more in front would be this direction. So turned in, and a lot of times we feel like, I know there's a lot of videos out there where they're telling people to shallow the downswing plane. So a lot of people are steep, and then you want to shallow it. And there's a lot of manipulation there that I think is unnecessary. So what happened with this student was some kind of a breakthrough for me and for him, was that he kept saying, well, I just can't get my right elbow. It almost hurts because his right elbow was so far back here, and then he's trying to turn it in, and it was kind of hard on his shoulder. And I said, well, listen, his name was Rick. I said, Rick, let's just not take the elbow back that far. Can you maybe just stop the elbow here instead of going way back there where the top of your swing is? And that basically helped him because he had a deep shoulder turn. He was turning very far with his shoulders, but then he was trying to get his right elbow way back, and he thought the top of his swing was back here. So I just told him, I said, look, let's stop that right elbow short. So he started doing these little swings where he said, you just want me to go to here? And I said, yeah. And then what came out of that was he says, well, then my wrists will hinge right here, and then his arms and everything felt like they stayed right in front of him. So it turned into a great fix for him, and it might be something that you can learn from as well. Like I said, a lot of swing changes are all conceptual. So if you start realizing that the top of your swing doesn't have to be where your right elbow is separated and behind you, the proper swing position for you might be where your elbow is more right in front here, and it might not feel like you're going to the top of your swing. So all of a sudden, that's what he felt. He felt like I'm just taking a shorter swing with his arms. But like I said, keep the back turn going. We want a full back turn, but we just don't need that right elbow going up and behind us. Okay, so here's the before and after. So you can kind of see, again, in Rick's case, what he was trying to do is he was trying to get his arms to go back further than he needed them to. So in order to get his right elbow in front and tucked, kind of like it looks over here on the right side, he just felt like he swung shorter with his arms. I did also feel like he hinged a little bit more. And you can see that is evident here because the club is back in the same spot with a shorter arm swing. So has a little bit more wrist hinge, but you can see that right elbow's tucked in, and this is just a much more efficient position. And he's not trapped. He's not trapped with the club trapped behind him like he is on the left over here. So you can see the club, when he's coming down, that right elbow's way back there behind him. And on the right here, because his arms stayed in front, they're more in front coming down. So that was the change we made with Rick. It turned out to be really a good one for him. Key to this lesson was we just told him to shorten his arm swing, basically. And he kept that right elbow more in front of him at the top of the swing, and also learned how to have a little more hinge. So I hope you enjoyed this tip. As always, hit like and subscribe and come back and see us again. Take care.